Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and obviously as you can see it's a new month for a new build, or carrying on the build, which is the Fanhome 1/8 Dodge Charger from Fast and Furious. Now we've got issues 15, 16, 17 and 18. As you know from last episode or last video, we had built up the engine, and we had also built up some extra bits on top of the chassis, on the main frame of the chassis as well. As you can see, we've got all extra bits here. So we've got bits to go on top of the engine, we've got HT leads as well, we've got pulleys and fan belt, and we've also got an exhaust. So all we need this month for this time is just the engine block, and then the top of the supercharger itself. So as you can see, we've got all 4 issues. So we'll move this to one side, move those ones to one side, and start with issue 15. So I've had a look through, and there are a few bits to cut off of sprues. So we've got our little wire cutters, we've got a screwdriver, and then we've got our tweezers as well, because we've got HT leads to put in. So in issue 15 it says about race walls, and obviously you've got the Dodge toner, and then you've got the charger as well. You've got some other bits about the Dodge walls, or the race walls, sorry, the Dodge main plant. And then in this one we've got assembling the engine block part 3. So we've got the inlet manifolds, the supercharger backplate, the fuel injectors, the injection lines, and the supercharger base, and obviously going through doing all that lot. And then we've got the supercharging the engine, going a bit of information on how you can add a supercharger to your car or to your engine, and saying about pressure when it rises and things like that. So right, what we'll do then is we'll turn the page over to that. We'll then get the first one, issue 15, and we will open these up. So we've got our usual parts here, and then we've got the screws and everything else. So we'll take the screws out. Now we have AP, which are a load of AP screws, and we've got CM screws. So we've got AP, which are for plastic, and CM for metal as well. So we'll move these to one side for the moment, because we don't need that at the moment. To start off with, we need, it says align the 4 mounting holes of the in piece 1 of the inlet manifold 15A, which will be, oh, we've also got, I've just found these as well. So we've got these pieces here, so we'll come to those in a moment. I think so. 15F, they are the fuel injectors. Okay, so we've got the fuel injectors as well. So we need the inlet manifold 15A and 15B, which is this one. Yeah, this one here. So make sure that's flipped around. These are plastic as well. So the bigger side faces up, and these just basically places on top here, and these are screwed in with 4 AP screws. So we'll just open the bag up, tip some of the screws out, and then we shall start making way on what we've got. So there's 4 corresponding holes, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we just basically screw them in like so. Just build tighten it up a little bit, but not too much. We will then come back to that once we've got our screws in place. Just make sure you've got the holes lined up properly. And we've got 3, number 3. and then we get number 4, and then we can go back and tighten everything up. Right, okay, so that's one tightened. 2, just make sure you don't over tighten because of stripping the threads, and that'll just round everything off. And then we need it says now attach piece 3 of the inlet manifold 15C and line the 4 mounting holes with the corresponding posts on piece 2 and screw with 4 more AP screws. So we've then got the flat side. So the flat side comes to this side here, as you can see. So we've got the flat side there, and we've also got a cutaway section which then corresponds to this section. So then all we need to do is just basically place that in like so. That goes all the way down, and then you've got your 4 holes for that as well, and then we just attach that with the 4 AP screws, making sure that it all goes in place like so. Okay. Right, so just get those in place, and then that is everything for that stage. There we go. So we've got all the screws in for that. Just go back and tighten the screws up. There we go. Okay, so we now take the engine block you assembled in we assembled in the previous sections, and then we attach the inlet manifold, making sure it is the right way around. So the 2 prongs face outwards, and we basically stick that onto the corresponding posts like so, and they are attached or screwed with 4 CM screws, and of course CM being for metal, and we are left with 1 spare screw. So we don't think we need these CM screws anymore. Just get these into place for the moment. That's that one. That's that one. And then the final one, and we can go back and make sure we've got everything screwed into place. Okay, so we put that to one side again, and then it says join the 2 parts of 15E and 15D of the supercharger together using 2 AP screws. So we've got this piece, and then we've also got this piece. So line it up with the 2 holes as well, making sure they go together like so. And then we've already got 1 AP screw that is out. So just screw that on there. Get another one. have to try and remagnetise my screwdriver if I can, because it seems as though it's not doing its job properly. Right, and then next stage, assemble the piece you attach the piece you assembled in 15.4 to piece 2 in the Inlet Manifold 15B, with the parts facing the same way as those in the illustration. So that way will then go, that will then align up with the 4 holes, like so. So there's 2 holes that will then attach on top of there, making sure you don't break the pins. And then we get 4 more AP screws. So that with this issue there is a lot of AP screws, as I said. So we get that one in first, go corner to corner. It's definitely taking shape. Big size thing this is. Don't want to drop the engine either. It's a hefty size engine. Making sure we've got everything in. There we go. And there we are. So we've got all of that lot into place. And now what we need is take the air intake scoop and blower unit assembly that we built in the first construction session, and carefully separate the two. So take the two apart, obviously making sure nothing comes apart. So we need this section here, and then position the blower unit on to the supercharger base 15D. Make sure the side with the pulley is facing the right way, which is this way, and then fix with 2 AP screws. So then, okay, so we've got two prongs there, and then we've got 2 holes there, so that just lines up with that. And then we need the 2 AP screws. That's those 2. And then making sure we've got everything in line, just inside as well. Okay. There we go. And then just tighten this up slightly as well. And there we go. So we've got the engine with the supercharger base and the blower unit. So we put that one to one side again. And now we need to attach the fuel injectors 15F, which are these little pieces here, to the fuel injection lines 15G to 15J by inserting the shortest end of each line into the fuel injectors. So we've got 8 of these to do by the looks of it. So we get all of these lot out. So we've got individual sizes. So facing the right way, we've then got to put these in the right way. And these are push to fit, I think. Yeah, these are a push to fit. So we've got those, no, get these in. So what I'll do is I'll quickly do these, because obviously we've got multiple to do, and then I will be back, so I'll catch you in a sec. Okay, and now we're back. What I've done is, obviously, because it's taken a long while to obviously go through, the injectors were a bit fiddly, but what I've done is I've actually connected all the injectors up with the injection lines, and I've actually fitted it all so it obviously corresponds. So you got 15J right the way through to 15 or 15G, sorry, 15 to right the way through to 15J. So that is all of the 8 injection lines to do and everything like that. So that is basically it for this issue. So we'll carry on, we'll move to the next issue, move that to one side over to here. So we'll move over, and then we've got issue number 16. Goes on about Johnny Tran. Obviously he's from the first one, and obviously he's one of the sort of the bad guys, as you want to call it. Next page we'll go on about the Dodge brand, the aircraft machines, or aircraft engine, sorry. So obviously explains that they did engines. And then we've got the assembling the engine block part 4. So we've got the timing cover, water pump distributor, the cap, spark plug wire connectors, and they've got spark plugs, wires, and all sorts like that. So we've got all the HT leads, and then the distributor cap going on to the individual parts of the engine. And then we've got the finish section there. And then we've got the tuning the exhaust system. So we've got exhaust manifolds and everything like that, and then the tailpipe at the end. So we shall skip forward. We will then go to that section there. Get that. Oh, we've got a bag inside of here as well. Remember, just to double check that you've got all the bags out first before you actually chuck your rubbish away. Okay, so there we go. So we've got some more screws. We've got AP and CM screws again, and then we've got a bag which are for little individual bits as well. Right, so now then what we need is, it says carefully detach 8 of the connectors from part 16E, which are these. So we need 8 of these. Just be careful that you don't actually snip off the little pins. So we've got 3, 4, and then we've got 5, 6, 8. I think that's 8. Yep, they've got 8 there. So they can put that one back in there for the moment. And then what we need to do is get the distributor cap, which is this piece here. And then what we'll need to do is place all these little pins into the little holes on the outside, on the outer rim. These are, yeah, again, these are push to fit. So making sure that the rounded top, if you can just about see, so you've got the rounded top facing upwards, and then you've got a flat end that face down as well. So we get all these little bits in. So we've got, oh, okay, so that one doesn't want to go all the way. I'm not going to force that one. I'm not too sure about this one either. Okay, so that one does actually fit all the way. and then the last one. So it gets a bit difficult when you've got the last hole, or the last few holes, to then try and get everything in place. Okay, so that one doesn't actually want to go in, which is fine. So we'll just snip this one off a little bit more because it's just excess on that. It doesn't actually want to go in for some reason. So I'll be back and I'll try and get this one sorted. Okay, so now we're back. The holes are a bit tight, to be fair. We've got managed to get all of them in. So we move on to the next section. It says attach the distributor cap 16D to the distributor, which is this piece here, 16C, by inserting the central post onto its corresponding hole. So we've got the post there, and then we've got the hole there. So I don't think it actually matters which way it goes. And as you can hear, it clicks in. And then it says align the mounting hole in the distributor, which is this bit here, with the corresponding hole in the water pump as shown. So we've then got this piece here, that is 16B. This is plastic, and then we need one AP screw. Sorry about that. It was postman just turned up. Okay, so then what we do is align this bit up with that hole there, so that will then go to there. So it's going to be a bit of a fiddly job, I think. But what we'll do is we'll then line that up with the screw, like so. There we go. So that's in place now, and then we can just tighten that up, like so. And there we go. So we've got the distributor onto that. So then put that on away to one side, and now it says fit the two bushings, which are this, onto the smooth end of the fan belt pulley 16 end. And it says note the pieces must be positioned exactly in the same way as those shown in the illustration. Okay, so we have this piece here. We've then got to attach these bushings over this way. So we've got a flat side, and then we've got a notch side. So we then face that one to that side, and then basically the same again, like so. So then we've got the gap in between, and then what we do is we then attach that into this hole here with that pin onto there, and then we get another AP screw, which we have here. And then just screw that up, tighten that up, but not too much. So then we have the pulley on there, like so. And then it says take the engine block and position the timing cover 16A, which is this, onto the front of the block and fit it in place with 2 cm screws. So then we've got to make sure that the pin is facing downwards, or is the bottom of the engine block, and then we are facing the pins into, or putting the pins as well into the 2 corresponding holes. So we'll then just go into place like so, and then we get 2 cm screws Making sure we just get the 2 out of course. Okay. So then we put that in the first hole, just not to over tighten it at the moment. And now we can tighten it up as well. Okay, so we've got that into place. Now it says attach the water pump 16B and the distributor cap onto the front of the engine and fix it in place in these 2 holes with 2 more CM screws. So it will then fit like so. So then we get the CM screws again, and then we get 2 of those out. Right, so we then try and get this lined up as best as possible. Load the screwdriver up, making sure that that is in place. So we've got the first one in. And then we get the second screw in. And then we can just tighten that up now. And there we go. Okay, so we now have the water pump and distributor on top. So what we will need now, it says start connecting the wires to the distributor cap. Connectors in a circular clockwise direction, leaving the central hole of the distributor free. Begin by fitting one end of the spark plug wire, the 16i, which is the 5 centimeter, and then just basically go round. So we need a 5 centimeter, which I think is the smallest one, and luckily I've got a measurement here so we can then just double check. So yep, that's a 5 centimeter one, and then that one will then go on to the first prong like so, and then that will attach to the first pin like so. Okay, and now we need the 6, is it the 6 centimeter, the 16H, yeah, 16H, which is a 6 centimeter. I'm going to guess it's this one here. So yeah, that's a 6 centimeter, and then that will go into the next pin, like it says in the instructions. It will be clockwise. So then get that one in like so, and then next one, it says 16G, 7 centimeters, which I would imagine it's this one. Just double checking that they're all the right sizes. So 16G is the next one to follow. Like so. And then we've got 3 in. And then 16F, which is an 8 centimeter one, which I'm not too sure on the actual size lengths. That's biggest one. So I'm imagining this one here to be 8. Yep, so we've got 8 centimeters there. And then that one will go onto the next pin. Now I have seen something online as well, and apparently these are wrong for the firing order of the actual car. So what I will most probably do is, once this is obviously finished, I will probably go online and find out the proper firing order for this. So yeah, so we need 16M now, which is the biggest one. It's 15 centimeters. Just double check that. No, so that's 14. And then we've got a 50. I think this one might be the 15. So just line that up again. Yep, that's 15. So that one will go on to the next one, which is the longest one, and then that will then connect up like so, and that will go all the way around to that side, that hole there. And then we need 16J, which is the 10 centimeter. So that is that one there. Okay. So we'll then connect that up like so. That one doesn't seem as though it wants to go into that one. Let's just double check this one quickly, because I think this one's the 12. Yeah, that's the 12. That's the 14. So yeah, this one is the right one, but for some reason that's coming out of that pin there. I'm not too sure as to why it's doing that. Right, okay, so we've done that one. And then we need the 14, 16L, which is this one. That would be the next longest one. Oh, hang on, no. So, okay, so that one then goes onto there like so. Sorry, I got that one in the wrong place. It doesn't actually show properly. Oh, it does actually, saying that. So 16J goes at the front. That's why we couldn't actually get that one in place properly. And then we've got the next one, which is the 14 centimeter. That will then go under the pulley and connect up. And then we get the last one onto here. As you can see, oh no, that one doesn't want to connect. And then we've got all of those in place like so. So there we go, we've got all the wires in place. Like I said, the firing line or the firing order is a bit off. I will obviously have a look, see what I can do, but that now completes this stage and this issue. So we'll move on to the next one. Issue 17. and we're on about Jesse, the brilliant mechanic, and obviously you only see him in the first one. Chad Lindbergh, and then go Dodge brand in Canada. We're assembling the engine block part 5 with the alternator and the crankshafts and everything like that. So we're adding more bits on, and the pulleys. And then we've got the custom exhaust system and hydroforming and other bits like that to do with exhausts. So we then grab hold of this one. We've then got 2 bags that are not in the box as well. So make sure you then empty your bags properly. I'm not too sure as to why they can't actually put it into these little package box things, but if that's the only way they can do it, then so be it. That's what I'm not going to argue with. I will not argue with that. Right, okay, so we place the parts over to here, and it says start assembling the alternator by joining the part 1 or piece 1, 17B and 17A. So we've got 17A here, and this piece is metal, and then we've got 17B, which is this piece here, and then we need to attach that with AP screw. So we've got some more AP screws and we've got some more CM screws. So open that up. Get 1 AP screw. I think I've got the wrong, yeah, I've got the wrong piece there, sorry. So it's this piece here, which actually has the pins on the side and then a longer rod as well. Making sure we have that the right way around, we then put the corresponding hole through with that going in. Okay, so this is a bit fiddly. Okay, so try it. Oh no, it doesn't want to do anything. There we go. So we've got that bit. There we go. So we've got the first piece together. So we've screwed that on. And now it says place piece 2, 17C on top of 17B, which is this piece here. And that's just basically a push to fit. Oh, hang on, that's a bit wobbly, that is. So we'll just screw that back a little bit more. There we go. And then what we do is we then grab that and then put the completed alternator onto the right side of the engine block. That then corresponds to the hole there. So we've got a hole there, which then we then put that on top, and then that needs to be attached with a CM screw. So we then grab that, get the engine, line the hole up, okay, so it doesn't want to really go, okay. So try it this way. There we go. So we've got that in now. That's in place. Just tighten that up. And then position the bracket to 17D, which is this piece here, onto the completed alternator. Inserting the protruding shaft onto the alternator piece 17B into the largest hole in the bracket. Okay, so we've got the bigger hole there, and then we just place that, and then we've got this little pin as well, so we then put the pin into this little hole. Make sure that's all lined up like so, and then obviously attach that with 2 AP screws. Okay, so we then get the AP screws again, load the first one up with the 2 holes, and then second one as well. There we go. So we've got that connected up, and then it says mount the alternator pulley by joining the 2 pieces in the following order, so 17F and 17E. So we've got these 2 little bags here, and they then connect up onto here. So then we've got the first one on, and then we then get the second one. So the flat washer, complete flat washer is the first one, and then you've got another one here which actually has a thicker side on it, and then they connect up like so, and then we get another AP screw. And then there we go. So we then got that into place. So we then got the pulley made up, as you can see. And then it says build the crankshaft pulley by sliding its components onto the shaft sticking out of the timing cover in the following order: 17H, J, I, and so yeah. So we've got then H, J, or the 2 J's, and then the I first, last. So 17H is this piece here. So then that one goes on to that first. And then 17J. There we go. So we've got one there. And one there. I'll get all these ones out because we need them. So making sure that the flat side is facing outwards. We then place both of these on top, like so. And then this one will go on the end with a CM screw. So load that up. And then put the pulley on, making sure it's in place and in line. And now we can just start screwing that together. And there we go. So we now have the bottom pulley in place. Let's make sure that is tightened up. And then it says mount the alternator belt, which I think is the bigger piece. Yeah, it's the bigger one. Over the alternator pulley, between the 2 parts. So it basically wraps around going around here, then the second pulley there, and then the last pulley, which is that one. Making sure that nothing is twisted on the way. There we go, so we've got that piece on. And now attach the water pump belt, which is the shorter one, onto the next pulley. There we go, so we then got the next pulley on, and that goes on the front, around, which must go around the outer groove of the fan belt pulley. And now we need to take the toothed Supercharger belt, 17K, which is the bigger piece, under the, so it then goes, so all these wires will then have to go under, oh hang on, we've got a wire come loose. So we'll then just get these wires back on. Okay, it's a bit confusing. There we go. So yeah, we've got to tidy this lot up if we can, making sure that it all goes underneath. And then what we need to do is this fan belt here will then go around here and then onto here. So like so. There we go. So then obviously we've got all the wires underneath. And then the next one, we move this to one side and we need to build up the fan. So we get all these little pieces and then they just basically connect up to the fan. Now there are holes as well, but they are in a D shape, so you don't need to worry about getting the parts the wrong way around or anything like that. They are pushed to fit as well. So we've got that one on there, and then we've got the last one, which will then go onto it. So we've got the fan built up, and then we then get the last, we then put this, which way does this go? Making sure, okay, yep, so making sure that the way the curve of the fans are, it faces outwards. And then we just then put that onto there. And then we will then attach that with an AP screw. So we get that all in place. There we go. Okay, so that's now screwed in. And now it says slide one end, and for the last stage it says slide one end of the alternator wire onto the back of the alternator. So there is a pin on the side here, and then all we need to do is just take this wire and then slide that onto the pin like so. And if you want to be more secure, you can actually glue them on as well. So yeah, so there we go. We've now got the alternator wire in place. So that's that issue complete, and now we're on the final issue, issue 18. It goes on about incredible driving school, control the drift, obviously how they learn to drift, the Hemi engines, and then we're assembling the engine block part 6, but then we're obviously doing the first part of the exhaust. And then goes on about the piston heart of the engine and how they make it, forged versus cast, and then yeah. So we then move this one out of the way. We then get the last bag that we've got for this month. And then let's see what we've got inside. So we've got 2 more bags as well. We've got CEM and AP screws again. And then for the last bit, what we then do is we then get this. It says take the manifold gasket 18G. If I can actually get that, of course. So this is metal, as you can hear. Position it as shown, so this way we've got the pin facing me. Best to face it your side, your way. And then we've got, trying to figure out which ones are which. So this one is 18D, so we need 18D. Where's the AP screws? There. So then we get the AP screws out, and then that one will go on to the first hole there. But what I will also do is just, if I can, I will do it by screw it by hand. So it's still a bit loose. Going on there. Right, so yeah, just leave that loose, and then what we can do is we can then go back to that and tighten that up once we are needing it again. And then we do the same again with 18A, and that is basically the next, on the next hole there. Oh. Okay, so without flinging the part, is a bit difficult as well. Not too sure how this is going to go. No, okay. Okay, so this is a bit fiddly, I will say that. Get the screw back into that hole. What if I try it that way? Okay, so we made a start on that, and then we just place that, screw that up, but not too tight. So the screws are still loose. And then they will go that way. like so. And then what we need are the next two. So we then look at the longest one, which is that one there. So we leave that one for the second. And then get another AP screw and place it onto the next hole. This one could be a bit difficult because it's right next to that pin. And let's just see what we can do. Yeah, so that doesn't actually go in as I thought it would, which isn't good, to be fair. And then we need that one, don't we? So we've then got that screwed in, or started. There we go. And then we need the last one as well. Oh. Okay, so the screws are getting a bit caught. And then the last one. Okay, so it seemed a bit easier doing it that way. So next time when we do the next exhaust, we'll have to remember to do it that way. So we'll leave those loose as they are, which will mean that they go that way. And then what we need are the last two pieces here. And then what we do, it says, with the pieces facing the same way as those shown in the illustration, join the tube connector to the exhaust collector. So we've then got the pin facing upwards, we've then got an open hole facing this way, and then got an embedded hole there. We then put that into that, connect that up, sorry. And then there we go. And then we attach that with an AP screw. And then what we then do okay, so that's, yeah, okay, so I'm right. So they've got it that way now. No, they haven't. So they've mirrored this somehow then. Have they? It's a bit weird how this is. Right, okay. So yeah, this is how it goes there. And then we need to connect these up with the corresponding holes. So the largest one will then go onto that one there. We've then got that one onto that. And then put the pins in each of the holes. But then for some reason that one is not right. Oh, there we go. So just making sure that's all positioned like so. There we go. And then just retighten this up quickly because that's just not... That shouldn't be like that. And then what we can do is we can then go back and screw all these holes, or these parts of the exhaust back. Like so. That's that one. And then that's that one. So we've now got the exhaust built up with the exhaust collector as well. And then the last part, if I'm right, yeah. And then the last part is just basically connecting all this lot up. And then we've got the 3 holes into this with CM screws. And then we just get the screws loaded up, making sure we've got everything in place. One. And then 2. And then the last one. And 3. And there we go. So that now finishes off stage 18 or issue 18, and yeah, that is now the complete lot of 15 or issue 15 right the way through to 18. So we've now completed the supercharger, the bracket and everything like that, and we've done all the pulleys, the HT leads, the fuel injectors, and we've made a start on we've actually made the left side of the exhaust. So next time we're probably doing the right side of the exhaust. But yeah, this is getting on pretty well. We'll just place that on top. If you guys like this video, drop us a thumbs up, leave a like and everything like that. If you guys are new to the channel and you haven't subbed already, click the button below. And obviously sub. If you see the bell as well, if you click on that, you'll be notified when I get a new video uploaded, whether it's to do with the part works or whatever else I'm doing as well. But yeah, up until next month's build, if you're here for that, or if you're here for all my other videos, up until my next video, I will catch you guys later. So, bye bye.